Yeah, that's cool. I still like that.
You're supposed hey, yeah, and now this. I was supposed to be like top of it to be ready to click the next video. I was not.
What does he say in our opening song? It's like a dun wow, dun wow.
It's bad.
Wow. What is he saying?
I think he's
what are the
saying
lyrics?
it's bad.
It's bad, man, about and a
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
How many people are in chat? Hold on. We won't play the whole thing. Just what is he saying? Ready?
Bitch bad.
Bitch bad.
Yeah. It's don't ow ow bitch bad. Nice. I don't know. I don't know
either. All I know is that I told the lady, I said, "Hey, just something cool, like something,
I don't want to change it. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
good.
it.
It's good. Maybe she saw our shit and was like, "I'm gonna sneak in. It's bad,
bitch.
Like as a subliminal, maybe bitch bad." Yeah.
Yeah, I think comics will break your heart's probably right. I think bitch bad makes very little sense.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Did our Fiverr video editor kind of like put a subliminal like, guys, do not watch this channel. It's bad.
It's bad. Yeah, dude. It's one of those Kiwi Farms assholes. They fucking hijacked.
They got us.
They got us. So I just want to apologize to everybody. By the way, what's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? Just apologies. I'm not at my best right now. Like I'm tired. I went out and did some very moderate, not even a lot of drinking last night. Got home before midnight, and I still feel like shit. I don't know what happened. You passed the age of 30, and I just can't do it anymore. I can't drink ever.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm saying that everybody in chat needs to realize that he's in Las Vegas. So last night he went out and did a little bit of drinking, but he's in Las Vegas.
It's true though. It's true. I'll show you. I'll tell you what. Check this out. I just did a little bit of
Holy Diver, you sing that every single time.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to sing that song at karaoke.
And there's anyway. 4 people in the bar over 45 going, "Fuck it, this guy knows what's up." This guy
and I live off those people. That's like fuels me. I will say, you and I've talked about this ad nauseum. I almost don't want to bring it up because I'm starting to become a parody of myself. But fuck Vegas. I hate Vegas. It's the grossest place ever. It's literally
about that.
Yeah, tell me your thoughts.
Well, so here's the thing: so check this out. All right, you ready? You ready for this? You ready for this wisdom?
Yeah.
I think that people at a certain age did certain things in a really unhealthy way, right? And so every time you and I went to Vegas early in our career, we was to go get fucking obliterated, right? And do irresponsible things with our bodies. And we never really like, hey, let's enjoy ourselves. Let's go drink a little. Hey, maybe we meet somebody, but let's also catch a show and let's be normal.
I'll go see the Circus Olay.
But people did that. Like, how many times have you been TDY and there's this group of people who are gonna go to some fucking hike or something? Like, we're gonna go to this thing. Nah, not me, because I'm gonna be hungover for the next fucking 72 hours. You know, and so then when we get to a point in your lives where we are now, married, don't really care about that kind of stuff, kind of like don't really care. Now there's no like, well, all I know with fun is the unhealthy stuff. Right. And then here. And I was thinking about it, Marlene. So Maneater, she's like, I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, like Judah's not even having a good time there. I have no, and she goes, but I want to go. Like, there's all these awesome hiking trails my friends telling me about. There's an awesome Lake Tahoe, and there's like all these shows she wants to see and stuff like that. And I started thinking, I'm like, there's a ton of good eating. There's a ton of good shows, like nonstop concerts and entertainment.
This is a good food
we don't know
town.
how to. We don't know how to have fun anymore because we only knew how to be delinquents.
It's
belligerent.
So like I have no desire to like meet people now. So like once that factor's removed, there's a whole category of things that I used to like that now I just don't give a shit about, you know?
Yeah.
Like that one factor eliminates so much that I just, you know, it's
like going out to clubs, going out to bars and clubs. Like
Yeah.
there are people who went there because I love socializing and being with people. Well, if you only went out to find hookups and get blackout drunk, which is not healthy, then when you don't want to do those things anymore, like what fun is clubs? Like you unhealthy. You need therapy. We need therapy, is what it is.
Yeah. Maybe. I think everyone can benefit from a little bit of therapy.
A little bit of therapy.
So we have a guest scheduled, Daniel Kalban, the writer of American Dreams. He's gonna be a little bit late, which is okay. He can jump in whenever, and we'll get right to it. Do you want to just jump right into talking about Black Widow? Because
let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
So me and my wife went and saw it, and we loved it. And she does not love movies just for being Marvel movies. She's not a fangirl of Marvel. She likes normal stuff. She's an adult. I'm the big I'm kind of the Marvel guy in the relationship. And we both walked out of the theater jazzed about how awesome this movie was.
Right. Did you make her stay for the end credits?
Yep.
Did she understand? She goes, why are we still sitting here?
So I primed her before we even left for the theater. I was like, so listen, I just have to tell you, when this movie's over, we're going to sit there through the credits because there's going to be a little snippet of something that's that I think is worth seeing. And she's like, okay, deal.
When you know damn well you could just find that on YouTube, but it's just not the same.
Right. It's just not the same. By the way, that end, are we talking spoilers yet?
Yeah. I think we're past that. I think we're
spoilers for Black Widow. This is your warning. But anyway, I love that we're connecting to Disney Plus now with that Elaine Bennis.
I knew it. Yeah. I knew it. Especially when you start seeing them use the same actors. Like that was the connection already. Like when you see Tom Hiddleston, that's it. We got it. We're in. We're in the bag. Wanda, we're in the bag. It's already in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now you're right. I do like that connection with not just the actor, which could be
the story,
ignored, but now yes, the plot line between 100%.
So what do you think? Do you think it's going to be? Do you think that post-credit sequence hints more about future Disney Plus or more about future MCU? Because I'm thinking it's going to be more related to either Falcon Winter Soldier, if that continues, and the upcoming Hawkeye show.
Well, hold on. We'll take a pause real quick and see if Daniel has anything to say. What's up, Daniel?
Hello, Daniel.
No worries.
I'm good.
We will introduce you here in a second, but we're in the middle of a question, and maybe you can chime in. Maybe not. Have you seen Black Widow?
I have not. I'm actually waiting for October because then it'll be off Disney Premiere, and because I'm in New York, so New York City, and our cases just went up a little bit, so now I'm less likely to go to a movie theater. And I'm not paying $30 for streaming extra. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's true. But do you plan on going with somebody? When you go in October? Because you're paying
October, it's going to be on my streaming TV.
Oh, free. Oh, yeah, you're right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble convincing your significant others to or your family members to watch all the credits?
But I do have family members. I got my mom into Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
My dad and I are still trying to get through Titans because we keep going back and forth. And but yeah, it depends on which thing I can relate to them so they can like it. Watchmen got my mom excited enough that she asked me to borrow my copy of the comic so she can have more of a background of what's going on in the storyline.
Nice.
Because he kept asking questions, I had to pause and explain to her, okay, this happens in the comic. It's funny because when we were watching when Gotham was on, she and I would watch it together because she got into that. And so she had asked me questions. I say, okay, this is like how this in the show, this is how in the comics, but because we live in Brooklyn, one of our favorite games was, where was this filmed in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope. That's cool.
That is cool.
I was born in New York, but I don't claim New York because I left as a baby. But
Yeah.
I still say I was born in New York for clout wherever I need to, like right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
So I guess we'll just get right into it.
So American Dreams.
Yeah.
How did this idea kind of come about? Well, actually, before that, why don't you just kind of give us and our viewers the elevator pitch for American Dreams?
Okay, American Dreams is a superhero story set in the Gilded Age, so this is 1900 New York. A young Jewish immigrant gets caught up in an experiment being done by Thomas Edison, which goes horribly wrong while he's fighting in a gang fight. Edison's experiments in Central Park and just stretched through the entire city. And so our hero gains superpowers. He has to decide how he's going to handle it, especially against the backdrop of the Gilded Age, which is kind of like what today is modern USA is about, because all the same issues that are happening now.
Nice.
Cool.
So it's timely, it's relevant, it's also a very fun, superhero story. Plus you got great cameos from like Harry Houdini, Thomas Edison, Emma Goldman, Nellie Bly, J.P. Morgan, and of course one of our biggest villains in the entire book, Aleister Crowley.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's pretty dope.
It's cool. So it's what's I thought was kind of interesting about it is it takes place in what would have been like maybe a little bit before the golden age of comics. So it kind of like
38 years prior. This is still like there's cars around, but they're like they're barely Model Ts, and like there's still horse and carriage being used by people all over the city. Like the subway in New York still hasn't been built yet. It's being built in 1900. It's not built. It's not completed yet.
Sure.
Interesting.
Still elevated trains.
Yeah. So obviously this is going to be your unique story. This is going to be all yours. But for somebody else out there, what would you say the genre, the feel of this story is most like?
I'd say it's like superheroic steampunkish.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Especially when we start bringing in our guy you meet at the very end of issue 5. That's when we can start having a little more of the fancier tech.
Nice.
I
won't give any spoilers. I will tell people that it's a lot of fun. Definitely read it. But
thank you.
Let's see, without spoilers. Never mind. I won't ask that because I can't figure out how to do it without spoilers. But I really like the source of his power. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
the direction you went with that. There was one question I did have. So JP Morgan, this is the second time in 48 hours that I've heard his name, and the first time I heard it was, have you heard the conspiracy that he sank the Titanic?
I haven't, but I think he was dead by the time that the Titanic sank. It might have been his son, JP Morgan Jr., but
yeah, I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, but given that one of his big rivals, the Astors, died on that sinking,
that's it. Yeah, that was supposed to be the thing. And then not only was it the Titanic, it was another ship of his that he painted the Titanic on and then sank it to get rid of his competitors. But I was I was reading, I was like, oh yeah, this is this
guy was at the time he was one of the richest men, if not the richest man in the world. Like you can still go to his actual library because it's a museum now. You can actually go. Wow. It's part of it is its own modern building, but part of it you can actually go into J.P. Morgan's library and see the books on display, and you have some of them on display, including a Gutenberg Bible, which is one of the rarest books, which is one of the first printed books in Western civilization. It's also one of the most precious books in Western civilization because it's so rare.
Nice.
So I heard that one of John Connor's ancestors was on the Titanic, and that it was actually Terminators that sunk the Titanic, and that Leonardo DiCaprio's character was actually sent by John Connor to impregnate his great grandmother and defeat the Terminator. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, what really happens at the end of that is that in 2021, that individual that they were going to kill becomes vice president when Donald Trump is reinstated. So, I mean, yeah. Are we not doing conspiracy theories? I thought we were just making up our own conspiracy.
Can you just grow up for a second? I was being serious. You know?
Yeah.
Cool. So you started this. This is a relaunch, and you just relaunched this recently, right?
Well, it's a continuation. This issues 4 and 5. Last year was 1 and 3 under the old publisher, and the old publisher, as some of you might know, just went recently. So this is me out without a net.
Cool.
All right.
Kind
So,
of
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, kind of challenging going out on your own without a publisher. Has it been kind of a learning experience, or what's that been like?
It's been a learning experience, definitely, because I'm definitely having to relearn a lot of things on the fly. I don't have, I have friends who's offering to help me get the books out once everything's done printed, but now I have to research the printer. And I've started with looking at a couple printers. I have to, place all the orders. Basically, all the infrastructure is on me, and all the promotional stuff is on me.
Mm.
Oh wow!
Well, last time, mostly the promotional stuff is on me anyway, so that's beside the point. But I don't have like a publisher giving full logistical support in the background, so I don't have to worry about that as much. Now I do.
Awesome.
when everything gets wrapped. And as of right now, we are at 124 backers and just over 3.5K.
Very nice.
We just got like 2K to go.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And
did you post that in our indie Facebook group?
I've been in the FLC. Oh yeah, I've been posting a lot.
Nice.
I was like, post as much as you can.
That's right. Yeah, Michael, he was like, you guys gotta check this out. He really likes it, so that's a good deal. And it's a great book. One of the things that Judah and I have talked about more than once while we've been doing this is the interesting deal where how comics, the American comic medium, would not exist without Jewish creators, right? Mm-hmm. And you look back and from artists to the company owners to writers, and how this thing revolves around Jewish creators, and yet to name off, I think Judah's gonna write up a script on Jewish superheroes here soon that we're gonna put out, but it's kind of he's like, what? Yeah, you start doing this. How is that a motivation for you to go like, no, I'm gonna do one, and it's gonna be a Jewish superhero? Is that important to you?
Yeah, because I'm a Jew myself. It's like we don't have many Jewish representations. Like we have the Thing, like especially on Marvel side. It's mostly on Marvel side, not so much DC. But Marvel at least has like Thing. They have Magneto. They have Kitty Pryde. They have Moon Knight.
That's right.
They have Wiccan. They have a few others. Not all of them are the most exemplary, just like, Magneto's not the best example of a Jewish character. But on DC, they don't have as much. They do have Ragman, which I think is very fascinating as a character. And his suit is very connected to Jewish folklore.
Yeah.
It's interesting going to looking at, so I've been doing a lot of research for this video and this script idea. And, one of the things that I found super interesting is that it's not Jews didn't really necessarily want to write comics. It's Jews were kind of pushed into comics because major publishers had a quota on how many Jews they could hire. Mm-hmm. And back in 1932, they didn't even call it comics. They were just cartoon strips. That was not considered art. It was nobody gave it the seriousness or the critical.
If you're a Gentile and had a big strip, you were famous. You were good. If you were a Jew with a strip, you were still considered more about wrong because again of those quotas. And a lot of it because there's again a lot of religious and class prejudice. A lot of these Jewish up and comers were from lower class or lower middle class backgrounds. They were the children of immigrants, or they were immigrants themselves. And there's a great PBS documentary, which is also on Amazon, called about superheroes and the creation of them. And they talk about how basically even the original comic book studios were basically sweatshops full of Jewish, Italian, and Irish kids. And I forget, I think it was Ramona Frandon talking about it. And he said basically around 2-3 o'clock they'd all get restless and they'll start fighting, throwing around the ethnic slurs, and arguing over the baseball game. And poor Ramona Frandon would be in the back, climbing onto a cabinet, putting her drawing board on her knee so she could just get out of the way.
That's dope.
And of course, they also a lot of them changed their names to.
Jack Kirby was Kurtzman. Originally,
Kurtzman.
And then Stan Lee was Leibowitz or something. I think it was.
I think it's just Lieber, but Bob Keaton was Robert Kahn.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy that Captain America. I mean, the entire first line of Marvel characters created collectively by like Bill Everett, Joe Simon, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, and then the first whole line of like DC heroes. It's just kind of crazy. The Bob Kane and Bill Finger and all these. They're like all Jews. It's
except for Dr. Morden, who was like the token Gentile.
Right. Yeah. It's just kind of interesting how it has become a medium that people take seriously, but at the time it was almost like a punishment. It was also almost like, oh yeah, you can't write for us. Just go do comics or something.
It's because Stan Lee said he didn't want to use his real name, Stanley Lieber, because he was thinking, I'm going to create the great American novel. No, that never happened for Stanley Lieber, but Stan Lee became one of the masterminds of a giant comic book universe.
Mm-hmm.
But as time goes by, the old guard got, the old generations changed and, became less Jewish, more, evenly spread.
Well, it's really, the comics has been the medium of the disenfranchised, and not just the Jews. People of color, people of Latinx ethnic backgrounds. Like, it's kind of been this place where these people go to create when they've been sort of rejected by like the mainstream press of like 30s and 40s.
Yeah. And I think Danny has a good question where he says, do you think all these Jewish creators had a mandate not to write Jewish characters since he created so many? I think it was more like them trying to fit in with like post-war society where you have to be very homogenous. And also because a lot, again, anti-Semitic prejudice from the 30s on. I mean, we didn't, like, there was the whole German Bund, there was Father Coughlin being an anti-Semite on almost everyone's radio. So there wasn't really much of a drive to create Jewish characters, except maybe slightly coded as Jewish, but not necessarily Jewish themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because that would make people go, aha! It's a Jewish plot. These comic books.
Now you're not allowed to read it because
it's forced diversity.
Diversity.
Now my comics are being all political. Oh geez.
Yeah. Then two dudes they're big, blonde, blue-eyed super soldier knocking Hitler.
That's right. That was actually one thing that I found pretty interesting with yours, with your character here. One thing that's a little bit irritating, especially I'm Puerto Rican, and it seems like that, and I'm totally on board. I do it myself with being proud of your ethnicity or your nationality of your ancestors, and that's totally cool. And I think everybody should be proud of that. But what kind of always irritates me in the back is when you hear "Great American Hero," that has to be a white guy. Always, like, it's the Great American Hero is a white guy, and so where your character is very clearly Jewish, a Jewish man, and his parents are speaking Yiddish in the beginning of the comic. Like, there's nothing not Jewish about him, but your character becomes a great American hero. Like, it's not a Jewish hero. He's a Jewish man, but he's an American hero. And I thought, I was like, wow, that's an interesting twist there.
And what's interesting is, though, if they would ever find out that he's Jewish, some circles of New York society back then would turn on him in an instant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I like that a lot.
The whole gag I'm thinking of for Arc 3, when he has to go to his eventual girlfriend's house, and of course her father, being a rich, member of the New York Anglo-Dutch, it's a family that signed the Declaration of Independence, goes, so what church do you go to? About Israel?
About that.
Yeah. So you're crowdfunding this, and it's looking like it's going to pretty much definitely going to get funded. Are there any future? So that's where people who want this as soon as possible can go, and we'll throw the link.
And then hopefully I'm going to start creating my own website and everything until that can start.
Are you looking at any LCS distribution or anything like that?
Eventually, I'd like to. I mean, we have a retailer tier available. But eventually, I would love LCS, but right now I think it's slightly too small time to really do it at this juncture. I'm probably a little too small fry. I have gotten them on occasion into comic book shops during this pandemic because people are asking, "Oh, do you have any spare copies of your book lying around that we could sell. And I had several left over after my one convention in 2020. That was in January. I over-ordered. Thinking I was going to sell a decent amount at this convention here in Brooklyn. And I had so much left over. So I'm like, let me just sell the rest that way.
Cool. Yeah. So if you guys look at the comments, you can see there's the link to the Kickstarter, so you can go ahead and jump on this wagon now if you'd like. It's we got a chance to look at it, and it is pretty cool. Definitely a worthy Kickstarter to jump on board with. Definitely. Yeah. So thank you for kind of joining us, Daniel.
Sure.
Would you care to stick around? We're gonna go over some news items.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Have either of you listened to the last podcast on the left?
Yeah, a couple times.
I've heard of it, but I haven't listened to it. But I think I know what you're referring to.
You were telling me.
I really like it. It's like these kind of funny guys sit around and they talk about like his history, but it's like the dark part of history. So like there's one about like the Donner Party and how they all like ate each other, and it's really factual, like very informative, but it's also really funny because they're funny guys. And they do like murders, cannibalism, pretty much every horrible thing you can imagine. There's an episode of last podcast on the left about it. Nice. These dudes, nice, yeah. These guys are partnering with DC, and they're going to do a 6-part comic book series called DC Horror Presents Soul Plumber. This series, the second in the recently launched DC Horror imprint, harkens back to classic horror comics of DC's past. I'm just kind of excited to see what this looks like. I mean, I really wouldn't have expected. I didn't realize that last podcast on the left were
that was like connected at all, right?
Yeah, I never would have thought comics would have had something to do with it. But Danny has a question about American Dream.
A normal size being your typical, like, let's use the old version of the original trade, the older trade dress. Like this size, yes, it will be normal size.
Nice.
It's 22 pages.
Nice. Yeah, that's about normal comic book length. Yeah. Cool. And then I don't know, Robo, if you pulled this image, but here's this weird picture from this Soul Plumber thing.
No,
I really have no idea. I have no idea what this is about.
Is that really Rosmo?
Huh.
Art? Is it Riley Rosmo's art, or is it just look a lot like Riley Rosmo's art?
I'm not sure.
Think so. I don't know. But
Soul Plumber.
Looks interesting. This kid looks like he's holding a Terminator head. And this guy is like very weird, hovering over like this eyeball plant or this eyeball coming out of a pipe.
Yeah.
This is definitely something I'd crack open. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's kind of interesting seeing DC and Marvel. I think DC's been a little more experimental, bringing back older genres of comic book that aren't as popular anymore within the big two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did a lot more of it in the New 52, and then they just dropped all of them, and those were successful. I think this is them trying to come back through Black Label and whatnot.
Yeah,
a little more experimental.
They're trying to replace Vertigo. So like Vertigo was like their experimental line, and for some crazy reason that I still don't understand, they got rid of Vertigo.
I think it was rebranding.
Yeah, Black Label, I guess, is going to be filling that Vertigo gap, that gap left behind by Vertigo. And I've noticed both Marvel, DC, and other publishers like Dynamite and Boom have been kind of like looking outside of comics for inspiration. Like you got that, you have the Mother of Dragons. Is it Mother of Dragons? Mother of Madness. Yeah, Mother of Madness.
I was like, Khaleesi?
Yeah. Well, it is Khaleesi. That's that actress is co-writing it with Marguerite Bennett. Yeah. And then you have Berserker with Keanu Reeves, and then now you have this last podcast on the left stuff, and seems like I don't know if it's a trend or if it's just something I'm just noticing, but it seems like
it's not like the J.J. Abrams' son randomly getting the comic.
Yo, that was
and it wasn't even a good story.
That was not good.
I have a friend who loves that run.
Yeah,
celebrities doing comics. It's something that happens all the time, but when it's the celebrity's kid,
So
it gets a bad taste to it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
it's I mean, obviously it's got cool art, but it does kind of annoy me. Like there are people that are like every single day, they're waking up, they're writing comics, they're trying to break into the big two, or they're just trying to get their name out there. And some kid is like, well, my dad directs some really popular movies, so I guess I'll write Spider-Man.
Spider-Man of all things, yeah, exactly.
Like,
and then then you get something like Richard Donner taking off his old assistant Jeff Johns to do a pretty acclaimed Superman run.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's good. Like I wouldn't have expected Joss Whedon to write a good comic book, but his X-Men run was awesome. Not a great guy, obviously, but awesome X-Men run. So once in a while, I guess it kind of like plays out. It works. Like someone can break in and just do something cool. Kevin Smith, that's right. His Green Arrow run. Yeah.
Whether or not he gets the book on time or not, that's another story.
Right. So check this out. This is kind of an interesting little tidbit. So I don't know if you been paying attention to our channel. You know that we have a show called Pride or Die, which is hosted by none other than Respawn, and includes Ainsley and G Money, and they've been doing some really cool work. And recently, Al Ewing just announced that he was bi, so that's kind of cool. And they've been reading all of his stuff because there's going to be an episode about basically his body of work coming down the pipeline. Say what? Yep, this Friday.
Nice.
This Friday. But what's cool about that is his Immortal Hulk run is like so awesome.
I need to read it because I buy way too many comics to the point where I am now drowning in pull list boxes. Because I'm so behind on everything. I'm like 3 or 4 months behind. I'm like slowly trying to catch up as fast as I can.
Yeah.
But it's one of those books I know I need to eventually read because I've been hearing nothing but good things about Immortal Hulk.
Definitely want to make time for this run. So on Tuesday, Marvel announced that Immortal Hulk number 50 is going to be the last issue of the series. But check it out. It's going to be an 80-page long, giant-sized Immortal Hulk. And what Robo just put on the screen is the Alex Ross wraparound cover.
Nice.
That, oh my God, it's beautiful. Alex Ross, man, I'll never get sick of seeing his work.
He is the greatest.
Paulie says that his stuff is really static and not very kinetic and blah 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 blah.
You keep trying cover after cover.
Does she know it's painting? It's a painting. It won't move.
It's like if you read like Kingdom Come or Marvels, it's very active on the page.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. Especially in Marvels where like he's doing interiors. And when he does the interiors, it's like, God, this is so good. I would want to read everything you mean.
Yeah.
Every panel looks like it could be framed and put on your wall.
100%. 100%. Where's she?
No joke. Actually did reach out to him saying, that's like one of those shoot the moon questions to see how much it would actually be. See if you could do a cover. And he's like, he's not even accepting commissions at the moment. He's focused on it.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of people who want Alex Ross to draw something. Yeah,
it's one of those shoot the moon. Let's see if I can even get it.
Of course. Judah knows all about shoot the moon requests, and sometimes they come through.
Sometimes they come through. So yeah, it pays off once in a while. I'm sure I've reached out to Alex Ross already, and I'll probably do it again. And one of these days, maybe he'll accidentally respond to us. And
have you been to his gallery online?
Yeah, dude.
I've been there a couple of times. I've also been to Neil Adams' Real World gallery a few times.
No shit, that's awesome.
It's really fun. It's like in this office building just south of Bryant Park in the New York Public Library, and you just make an appointment and you go up.
That's awesome.
And okay, if you're on vacation, he'll be there and he'll sign things, of course, with money. But
yeah, of course,
right.
Of course, yeah.
Still priceless.
The Alex Ross print, the gallery is one I already knew. I was like, I just wondered, like, how much? I'm like, oh, just prints? That's how much it is for a print?
Yeah, I saw that thing. I'm like, yeah.
I've been on such an Al Ewing kick, and it's not just the Immortal Hulk. Robo actually recommended this We Only Find Them When They're Dead series.
I've been hearing good things about that one too.
Holy shit! It's like
he's so
trippy. It's like the premise, like these people mine like these dead gods that they find floating in space, and nobody knows anything about them except they're just these giant dead gods that have like valuable flesh or whatever. But it's just really wacky and interesting. 100% recommend. And then Empire, I feel like the response was a little lukewarm, but I really kind of dug Empire. He's just, everything he does I like. I've never read anything from him I didn't like. He brought Blue Marvel back for that Ultimates series that is like awesome. So yeah, definitely worth checking out.
Shit, yeah.
Speaking of DC Black Label, I don't know if this is Black Label. Yeah, it's Black Label. So check it out. There's this book, Batman the Imposter. It's a new 3. Have you heard about this?
I heard about it today. Yeah.
So this is going to be a 3.
Get off my money as it is. It's like, come on, give me more.
Yeah. People, apparently the world never gets sick of Batman. Call it what it is, but people love Batman. But this is going to be a quote unquote unique version or vision and a new and different look to Gotham's Guardian. Doesn't look very new and different to me, except are those nipples beneath the bat wings?
They're supposed to be like armor plating, but yeah, I can see. Who's in the art on that one?
It looks like 2 Batmans fighting each other. I don't really know what I'm looking at here, but
I'm pretty sure.
Anyway,
I think there's 2 different images, kind of just super.
Yeah,
because the other one looks unconscious.
Yeah. Okay. So this is supposed to be a very real, like this is going to be the most realistic ever take on Batman. That's what they're saying, is that this is going to be like, what if Batman actually did exist in the real world? Which I feel like there's so many attempts at that already, but yeah, that's the idea of this.
So in this world, Superman would only just have to blink too hard, and he'll be pink mist. Okay, good.
It's like my problem with all these realistic takes is that it goes farther and farther away from just being fun adventure. And much of the dark stories of Batman, it's like it works best when you remember it's a comic book world.
That's right.
There's no circumstance where like. Okay, real world. My parents get shot in the street. God forbid. And so I go and I study like all these different forms of martial arts, and then I use my money to buy like all these advanced weapons, and then I dress in like this ridiculous costume that has a cape, and I go out at night and I beat the shit out of mentally ill people. Like there's no world where that's not weird. There's like you can't normalize that. There's no way to normalize that.
Yeah.
I think 100% bizarre.
I once read a book, and they said the maximum time a real world person can actually do what Batman does would be 3 to 4 months tops before their body completely shuts down.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, it's just I definitely like the idea of let's change some of the rules, but also keep some of the rules the same, like so that we can fantasize that this is happening in real life. But I don't feel like you have to do. It's not like how much farther is there to go with that? Like, let's make it so like how much realer can it get?
Like,
so I guess
Nolan already beat them all to it when he turns basically dark. Like Batman Begins, great comic book movie. Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, great movies. Not so much comic book movies. They're basically thrillers in superhero dress, basically.
So here's the thing that I think is kind of interesting. This is the real lead. I should have led with this. This Batman Imposter book is being written by the film director and screenwriter Mattson Tomlin, who is also writing the script for The Batman, being directed by Matt Reeves and starring Robert Pattinson, coming out March 2022. So
at the same time, but like it's interesting because it's doing a gritty, realistic Batman, but at the same time looking at the Batman film. Yes, it's really realistic, great, but if you look at the art style and everything, it's still comic booky. I think a lot more than the Nolan films or even the Snyder film were. I'm wondering if this is worth reading. This Imposter book is worth reading, if not just to kind of give us an idea of what we're going to expect from this Robert Pattinson movie.
Fair,
yeah.
Yeah, which I am excited for, and I think Robert Pattinson is going to be the best Batman we've ever seen. You heard it here first. That's just the Judah.
So bad.
Huh?
That's strong. That's a strong claim there.
I think he's going to be everyone's favorite Batman once they see him.
I think you're right. Look how people are like, when Ben Affleck was announced, that was part of the horrible weekend for DC, because it was the Affleck casting announcement, it was the Harley Quinn contest thing.
Yeah.
The other, nightmarish for any person like, oh, come on, it's really not that much of whatever. But everyone can agree about the Snyder films is that Ben Affleck's a great Batman. It's like the only universally agreed thing.
Here's the deal with Ben Affleck. He could be the greatest Batman in the world, but he's so ingrained in my mind as Ben Affleck that I can never see him beyond Ben Affleck.
But it's, again, one of those things where, like, going back to Superman 78, all these, the producers were like, oh, we need this big name star to be Superman. And Richard Donner kept going, no, if you get a big name star to be Superman, it's just going to be like Clint Eastwood in a Superman costume. It's not going to be Superman.
Mm-hmm. Although I would like to see Clint Eastwood.
I think that was one of the guys they wanted was Clint Eastwood.
Hey, I'm from Krypton, Bub. I don't know. Why did I turn Clint? I turned Clint Eastwood into Wolverine for some reason. But yeah,
Bub.
Why did I do that?
Oh, you feeling lucky?
You feeling lucky, punk?
Shoots it with his eye lasers.
The name's Eastwood. First name, Clint. It's King of Queens. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for this new Batman movie. I started reading this Garth Ennis is writing a Batman story right now.
All right.
Does Batman eat children or something, or is the main villain a child eater or something?
Well, remember, this is good Ennis with an editor, so it's good. There's two different Ennises. There's Ennis with an editor, which is usually pretty awesome, and then there's unhinged no editor Ennis, and that's where shit gets weird.
Yeah. but there's probably still some extra edge in this one. Tell me
it's definitely something. It's a Black Label book.
It's edgy. Yeah, it's definitely edgy. I like it. I think you'd like it too. It's cool. It's definitely Garth Ennis hates superheroes, and you can sort of see it in this. Like, it's very not very kind to superheroes, but I am enjoying it. And Liam Sharp, as Danny said, is got to be one of the greatest artists ever.
He is so good. He's a very nice guy too.
Have to check it out. Is that what it's called? Batman Reptilian?
Yep, Batman Reptilian. Definitely worth checking out.
Let's check it out.
So I think this is a slow comic book week, but this isn't even really comic book news, it's movie news. But this, I think, is the biggest news item of this week. The biggest revelation in nerddom of this week is Deadpool and Korg hanging out on a couch in this Free Guy trailer. This is really the first time a Fox version of a character has interacted with an MCU version of a character on film. So what does it mean? I don't know, but
merger, yay.
Yeah, it's cool. I think that it's just a matter of time before Deadpool becomes a legitimate member of the MCU somehow. You want to play the trailer?
Yeah. So it's about 3 minutes. So somebody speak up in the chat if they turn our sound off. If they turn our sound off, just let us know.
Daddy needs to express some rage.
Well, hello there, and what's up, Reaction Faction? It's Deadpool. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and follow me on Patreon. Last week, you all really liked my Cruella trailer reaction video. Where are the f***ing dogs? So, this week, I'll be reacting to a trailer for a movie which I honestly thought came out like a year ago. Free Guy. Apparently, it's this August. We also have a guest reactor this week, Korg, who was not my first choice, but apparently everyone else was too busy over on Disney+. Say hello, Korg.
Hello, I'm made of rocks. Thank you for having me, Paul. Sorry you're dead.
Jesus Christ. Let's take a look.
My name is Guy.
Oh, he's named Guy, like the movie's title.
That's pretty clever. Is it?
I've got a best friend.
This is the greatest cup of coffee of all time. Oh!
Mondays, am I right, Joe?
You said it, Guy.
Let's just pause for a second and let everyone comment first, or this trailer gives away too much, or Ryan Reynolds is just me, which is super insulting, by the way. All done?
And I work at the bank.
Everybody down on the ground!
I thought I had everything I needed. But then I met her.
Oh! God, Jodie Comer. God, I love her so much. Oh, I hope they don't fridge her.
What's fridging?
Well, it's the practice of killing off or hurting a female character in order to motivate or torture the main character, also known as Deadpool 2. Thank you for asking.
We call that bridging.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you. There's something inside you, Guy. I expected you to just fall.
It's like a hostage situation.
More than that. Put these on.
Okay, fine.
Oh my God!
What are these, trick glasses or something?
It's about trick glasses. The glass tricker.
This world, it's a video game. You're not real.
Please stop my.
I'm the guy responsible for this world.
Any thoughts on our villain, Korg?
Looks like he's got 4 arms, and the 2 lower ones have got gloves on. I like him.
You have a Disney Plus show, don't you, face? Oh, God. Ooh, trademark infringement.
Doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters?
I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
I know this world is just...
Look at him go. That little blue shirt. Oh, his face is so punchable.
Thanks, guy.
I'm gonna be the great guy.
Well, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity. Off you go.
This whole good guy routine is ruining the game. Woo! Terminate him.
That's Taika Waititi.
He seems quite nice, actually.
A rabbit. Oh. Maybe this is the live-action Thumper we all haven't been waiting for.
Jump! Jump! Jump and catch the ball! No, useless.
Wow, body airbag. Love it.
I can't die!
Something bad's gonna be up. There you go. Okay, this looks fun in a last days of Fox fire sale kind of way. Not sure if it was worth diverting Canadian Cumberbatch's little mind away from my next movie, or you know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God! Just kill me now. Any tips on getting into the MCU there, Korg?
Have a dream, chase it, lose that dream, just sabotage all sorts of happiness in the pursuit of that dream, climb up to the peaks of that mountain, and when you get to the top, land at the bottom and realize you're never going to achieve that dream. And at that point, check your emails. Maybe you'll get something from your agent saying, Marvel wants to talk.
Yeah, I prefer Dark World. Half a f***ing penny of you for this
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So there's 100% chance we are going to get demonetized off that, which is great because we don't monetize anything here. So it's good.
I think we would actually make more money if we got demonetized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah. Well, right now this is a negative. Our income from this is in the negatives, so maybe that'll just bring us down to zero. Bring us up to zero.
Yeah.
Well, can I say that Free Guy movie looks so good? I'm like dying to see that.
Yeah, fun. Fun is a good word.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is Ryan Reynolds is quickly becoming the guy who plays Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which is maybe not a bad thing.
It's fine. Yeah.
Well, it's like Vin Diesel's Vin Diesel in every movie. The Rock is Rock in every movie.
He's so meta though. Like he's like his whole thing is Deadpool is that he acknowledges that he's basically played by Ryan Reynolds. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, put me Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. True.
See here. I want a Deadpool TV show where he teams with different superheroes from any of the Marvel movies, even movies outside of the MCU. I hope he gets to the Disney Plus. That's for sure.
So I have this kind of like pipe dream of a MCU movie where it follows Captain America while he's returning all the Infinity Gems, and along the way he picks up Deadpool and they have like a team up.
That'd be dope.
That's it.
Here's probably the most important question of the night. What is y'all's favorite?
Pink.
Strawberry.
Strawberry is pink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Red. So cherry.
I'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You don't like you just didn't want to say pink or like us. You just wanted to be different.
No. Well, what's the worst?
The worst?
Yeah, say it on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I can't remember the
yellow.
Yellow.
Here we go.
Is yellow's lemon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good flavor.
No,
it's a damn
It's
good
the
flavor.
best.
it's not okay. It's okay, but if I lined them up in a row, it'd be at the end, and I'd still eat it, and I'd go, "Oh, Starbursts." But it's definitely the least favorite for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, but what did so Danny's pink also? Well, we got 3 pinks. There you go. Oh, Glennis. Oh, they have bad taste in Starbursts.
I think Glennis is onto something with lemon. Lemon's a very good flavor. I am on Team Pink. It's just the most delicious, and I think that's accepted by the majority.
Orange is really,
I think Danny's
really
no question is anything outside the original lineup is the worst.
Purist, a Starburst purist. He's like, these damn kids with their tropical flavors and goddamn fucking.
So the tropical flavor and the California medley when I was a kid. It was really weird, like labeling.
Do either of you like the black licorice flavored jelly bean?
No.
Nobody likes that.
No.
Why is that still
I'm really
included
not
in
sure why it exists.
It's standard jelly bean flavor. I don't know.
Well, because back in the American Dream days of like early America, like that was considered a dessert because there was so little, like back like Depression era, like there was so little joy in people's lives, and there was so little like dessert options that licorice was actually
that
considered to be
car flavored, disgusting poison. Yeah, it was like,
it was really penny candy.
Yeah, it's like a penny candy.
But here's the thing about that though. I would buy that theory if, like, hey, these stores, they called them the black rope stores because they only sold black licorice in there or something like that. That was bad. That's not what I meant. But black licorice, blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, okay, that was the only kind of candy they had available. But in these penny stores, there was a lot of other candies besides black licorice. Who was buying black licorice?
I don't know. Like, just regular sugar in a spoon is a more preferable dessert than black licorice.
There probably also wasn't anything around the infrastructure at the time to make the other flavors, especially because you remember in 1900, it's industrialized, but it's not like. But candies are still pretty much small batch at the point. It's not like the big factories are making, M&Ms, by the thousands every minute.
Did you know that, and this is, it's going to sound like I'm trying to be a shock jock or I'm trying to be gross, but this is a fact. The tangy, sweet taste that you taste in candy, a lot of times that's made out of the anal glands of like a squirrel.
Or beaver, I believe.
Yeah,
beaver anal glands, yeah.
Yeah, and the colors are, whenever you see natural coloring, it's ground up bugs.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of bugs they ground up to get the coloring.
Really?
Yeah.
Natural doesn't mean not gross,
Right. There was somebody who was like, that's disgusting. Like, what? That's the way they can put all natural. Otherwise, just give me red number 8.
What's really funny is that when everyone talks about all the artificial flavors, they're all made basically at one giant stretch of the New Jersey Turnpike.
Oh yeah, is that the part of New Jersey that smells like shit when you first leave New York?
Pretty much, it's the stretches between New York City and Six Flags.
If you're driving at night, it's the part of New Jersey that has all the flames coming out of the pipes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's basically refinery roll.
Nice.
All
right. You want to give us give people what we have lined up before we get out of here?
Yep. Yeah. So first of all, thanks again, Daniel, for joining us.
No problem.
Please check out American Dreams. It's cool. Fund this Kickstarter the rest of the way. I think you can expect a lot more coming from Daniel in the future. But yeah, this is cool, and the link is in the chat. We'll go ahead and throw the link in the video description after the stream's over as well. Got exciting stuff coming up. So this weekend is a twofer. I think we're getting both a Club Valiant and a Delirium Hour. About to break out the calendar just
Saturday, Sunday, but Friday also.
Yeah, so Friday, we have this guy that we know who's going to talk to us. You might recognize some of his work. He co-created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kevin Eastman is going to be joining us on Friday.
That won't be live though. Just keep an eye on the channel.
It won't be live. Just watch the channel. But yeah, we're going to talk about The Last Ronin. And I have we're just going to. This is the third time we talked to Kevin Eastman, and we never run out of things to ask Mr. TMNT. Saturday, Club Valiant. We're going to be talking about Bloodshot Volume 1, Setting the World on Fire by Dwayne Swierczynski. And it covers the first 4 issues of Bloodshot.
Is that the one with the Brett Booth cover? Because I think I had to trade at that upstairs.
Maybe. It's yeah, I think so. Can bring it up in a second. I've also on Friday on Al Ewing, Pride or Die. And we kind of talked about that earlier. Definitely be sure to watch that. It's gonna be really fun. I know that all these people have been reading Al Ewing pretty much nonstop for the last couple of weeks, so you're gonna get just a lot of opinions, analysis, and just Al Ewing goodness. So keep an eye out for that. Sunday Delirium Hour. We last Delirium Hour we talked about preludes and nocturnes. This time it's Doll's House. So I'm super stoked to talk about this. This is a very crazy comic book. It's even crazier than preludes and nocturnes, which
it's such a good arc too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like real big stepping away from the DC Universe arc.
Oh yeah,
of Sandman
yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. And the Corinthian is fucking scary, but he's like.
It also has one of my favorite things in that arc is when they go into Little Nemo fake comics with the kidnapped brother.
That's right. Yeah, and he's in like Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Oh, with the superhero, the other Sandman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another DC connection, but like the real last tenuous one for years until someone remembered that and brought that back into the DC universe.
Right. Yeah. It's we're gonna have fun discussing it. We do this series. We're gonna go through the entire Sandman series, and that by the time we're finishing up, it'll be almost time for the show. So then we're gonna start talking about the show.
Nice. The show looks so good.
Mm-hmm. And then, we have Robert Venditti. You might remember him from Exo Manowar and Hawkman, but he's going to be joining us towards the end of the month. So look for that as well. Did I leave anything out, Robo?
No, that's it.
Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen and NBs. Oh, wait, go ahead.
I was going to say, Daniel, do you have any parting words or anything any wisdom or anything you want to leave our audience with?
Just thanking them in advance if they go out and support the comic, and like any share or any donations, great. And if you want to rate comic,
what happened?
Well, talk about timing right there at the end.
Oh,
all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he comes back in the middle. We'll let him finish the sentence. If he goes, oh wait, is he there?
You froze.
You're there.
You know that. Where was I? I think if you're writing, I do the thing about the Kickstarter. Okay, so if you just want to start doing comic, really just get down, write, draw, just start it, and just plant a little seed and grow it. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen and envies. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Sometimes we give giveaways. Danny M's message is a reference to one of those. Got a signed Kevin Eastman book. G Money, Glennis White's in the chat, won a first print ENIAC. So just come by, watch us. We have cool guests and figure out some new comics that are out there. Also, watch the channel and all the other stuff that Judah Rad just talked about. Just got a lot of stuff going on. Go get vaccinated. And don't forget, go get vaccinated. See ya. Click.